Blackburn Rovers Football Club, a founding member of the Football League in 1888, holds a storied place in English football history. The club's crowning achievement came in 1995 when, under the stewardship of local steel magnate Jack Walker, they clinched the Premier League title, a feat that cemented their status as a small-town club capable of challenging the giants. Ewood Park was a fortress, and the partnership of Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton, dubbed the SAS, epitomised their ambition. For decades, Blackburn Rovers were a symbol of resilience, a club that punched above its weight in an era increasingly dominated by financial heavyweights. Yet, by 2017, this proud institution had plummeted to League One, the third tier of English football, a fall that shocked fans and pundits alike. At the heart of this decline lies the controversial ownership of Venkys, an Indian poultry conglomerate whose takeover in 2010 marked the beginning of a tumultuous chapter for the club. This documentary explores the missteps, broken promises, and fan unrest that defined Venky's reign and led to Blackburn's dramatic fall from grace. In November 2010, Venkys London Limited, a subsidiary of the Venkateshwara Hatcheries Group, acquired a 99.9% stake in Blackburn Rovers for £23 million from the Jack Walker Trust, also taking on £20 million of club debt. The Rao family, led by chairperson Anuradha Desai, promised to elevate Blackburn into a global brand, leveraging their business acumen from a poultry empire with a reported £1 billion turnover. Their stated ambition was to secure a top 5 finish in the Premier League and compete in the Champions League. Bold claims that sparked optimism among some fans, weary of the Walker Trust's reluctance to invest heavily since Jack Walker's death in 2000. The takeover made Venkys the first Indian company to own a Premier League club, a milestone that carried cultural significance and raised hopes of tapping into the growing Asian football market. Anuradha Desai spoke of respecting the club's legacy while expanding its reach, stating, "We are delighted, proud, and humbled to be associated with Blackburn Rovers, a team with whom we share many values and ambitions." However, the Rao family admitted to having little knowledge of football, a fact that would soon prove costly. Their early decisions suggested a lack of understanding of the sport's complexities, setting the stage for a series of catastrophic misjudgments. Barely a month after the takeover, Venkys made a decision that would come to define their tenure: the sacking of manager Sam Allardyce on the 13th of December 2010. At the time, Blackburn sat comfortably in 13th place in the Premier League, 5 points clear of the relegation zone after 17 games. Allardyce, known for his pragmatic approach, had guided Rovers to a respectable 10th place finish in the 2009-10 season and a League Cup semi-final. His track record of keeping clubs in the top flight, honed at Bolton Wanderers, made him a safe pair of hands for a club of Blackburn's stature. The decision to dismiss Allardyce stunned players, staff and fans. Senior players like David Dunn and Ryan Nelson described a vacuum of communication at the club, with long-serving chairman John Williams reportedly not even consulted. Allardyce himself later expressed bewilderment, noting that discussions with the new owners had barely touched on footballing matters before his abrupt exit. The stated reason for his dismissal was that his brand of football did not align with Venky's vision for an exciting attacking style to elevate the club's global profile. Yet this vision seemed poorly defined, and the choice of replacement would prove disastrous. Venkys replaced Allardyce with Steve Kean, a relatively unknown first-team coach under Allardyce, who had no prior managerial experience at any level. Keane's appointment was heavily influenced by football agent Jerome Anderson, whose agency, SCM Kentaro, had facilitated Venky's purchase of the club and maintained close ties with the Rao family. The decision raised eyebrows, not least because Keane was also represented by Anderson, creating perceptions of conflicts of interest. Keane's tenure was a disaster. In the 2010-11 season, he narrowly kept Blackburn in the Premier League, finishing 15th. However, the following season, 2011-12, saw the club spiral towards relegation. Keane's record was dismal, winning just 8 of 38 Premier League games in his first full campaign, with Rovers finishing 19th and dropping to the Championship. His lack of experience was painfully evident, and his public insistence that all was well at the club, despite mounting losses, infuriated fans. Controversies piled up. Keane was forced to pay substantial damages to Allardyce after labelling him a crook in a recorded conversation, and he admitted to forfeiting a League Cup quarter-final against Cardiff City to focus on the league, a decision that further alienated supporters. The appointment of Keane set the tone for Venky's mismanagement. Their persistence with him, despite his poor results and growing fan unrest, baffled observers. In September 2012, after 21 wins in 74 games, Kean resigned, claiming his position was untenable. By then, the damage was done and Blackburn's Premier League status was lost. The sacking of Allardyce and Kean's disastrous tenure ignited unprecedented fan unrest. Blackburn supporters, fiercely proud of their club's heritage, felt betrayed by owners who seemed detached from the club's identity. Protests became a regular feature at Ewood Park, ranging from the farcical to the furious. In 2011, a chicken draped in a Blackburn scarf was released onto the pitch during a match, a pointed jab at Venky's poultry business. In January 2013, fans pelted members of the Rao family with snowballs during a rare visit to a game. The BRFC Action Group, a fan-led organization, campaigned tirelessly for Kean's removal and questioned Venky's suitability as owners, even securing meetings with the Premier League and government officials to air their grievances. A leaked letter from Deputy Chief Executive Paul Hunt in December 2011 revealed that Kean had lost the dressing room and that the board had called for his dismissal, yet Venkys refused to act. The fan base became bitterly divided, with some supporting the players on the pitch, while others protested vociferously, creating a toxic atmosphere that further destabilized the club. Venky's early promises of significant investment never materialized. Instead, their transfer strategy was chaotic, marked by high-profile pursuits of unattainable stars like Ronaldinho and David Beckham, which ended in embarrassment, and the signing of obscure players linked to Jerome Anderson's agency. For instance, Miles Anderson, Jerome's son, was signed despite having only one brief appearance for Aberdeen and never played for Blackburn's first team, raising questions about the influence of agents in recruitment. Other signings like Mauro Formica and Ruben Rochina failed to make a significant impact. Financially, Venky's tenure has been a drain. Estimates suggest they have incurred losses of around £200 million since 2010, with annual losses of approximately £20 million. Restrictions imposed by the Indian government on overseas investments have further limited their ability to fund the club, leading to a 15 to 20% budget cut in recent years. Documents also revealed that Venkys took out substantial loans against future Premier League earnings, a risky move that left the club vulnerable when relegation hit in 2012. The departure of experienced executives like John Williams and Tom Finn exacerbated the lack of footballing expertise, leaving a vacuum at the top. Blackburn's relegation to the Championship in 2012 was only the beginning of their woes. The club cycled through managers at an alarming rate. Henning Berg lasted 57 days, Michael Appleton 67 days, before Tony Mowbray brought some stability in 2017. However, even Mowbray could not prevent the ultimate humiliation, relegation to League One in 2017, just 5 years after their Premier League days. The drop to underscored the extent of Venky's mismanagement. Mowbray oversaw a swift return to the Championship in 2018, but Blackburn have since languished in mid-table, unable to mount a serious promotion challenge. Recent managers, including John Dahl Tomasson and John Eustace, have departed citing insufficient support from the owners, with Eustace's move to Derby County in 2025 reigniting fan protests. The club's reliance on player sales, such as Adam Wharton, $18 million, and Sam Sismodic, $9 million, to stay afloat has further hampered squad-building efforts. The Venkys era at Blackburn Rovers serves as a stark warning of how mismanagement can unravel a football club. The sacking of Sam Allardyce, a proven manager, in favour of an untested coach set off a chain reaction of poor decisions, from questionable transfers to financial overreach. The lack of footballing expertise and communication with fans and staff alienated a passionate supporter base, while restrictions on investment from India compounded the club's struggles. For the football world, Blackburn's story highlights the dangers of owners treating clubs as business ventures without understanding the sport's unique dynamics. The pursuit of a global brand clashed with the reality of running a competitive football team, and the failure to back managers with adequate resources has kept Rovers out of the Premier League for over a decade. As of 2025, Blackburn Rovers remain in the Championship, with faint hopes of promotion under new management. Venkys continue to own the club, despite calls from fans who bluntly stated, "Do the right thing and sell the club. You're not investing, you're not interested." The Rao family's reported £2 billion net worth suggests they have the means to support Rovers, but their hands-off approach and financial constraints in India have left the club in limbo. Blackburn Rovers fall from Premier League champions to League One, was not just a sporting decline, but a tragedy of mismanagement, miscommunication, and missed opportunities. For fans, the scars of the Venkys era remain, a reminder of how quickly a proud club can lose its way when ambition outstrips understanding. Whether Rovers can reclaim their former glory remains uncertain, but their story will endure as a cautionary tale in the annals of English football.